Alright, hello and welcome to the Eliotrope guide from 30 to 70. And what you do when you hit 70. So it pretty much still is the same. This is still just a guide what I think is the best. But when you hit 75, when you see 75, when you go into the respect room, you can go two ways. You can go portals, where it's I found not to be that useful before you get a little higher, and you can still go with this spec. However, at some point this spec will probably not be that doable compared to portals, but let's have a look at my spec. But before we go into that, I actually want to show you something over here. So let's go to the dealing screen, because when you hit 40, you should be able to go get this necklace, and as you can see, it gave 1 plus AP. So that's really what you want to get. Also, if you can go into the Richter's Elite dungeon, you should get the cape here. However, if that cape is too hard for you to get, you should just get this one. It's not as good, but it's really easy to get this one. And the only weapon they actually give AP in around this level is this one here. So you can easily get this for tokens. Just doing some runs and you will easily have it. Shouldn't be that hard. And after that, this is from what you should get when you get a little higher level. You should actually try to get the Whisper Ring. The Whisper Ring is a crafted item, so it might be a little expensive, but this is probably one of the best rings simply because it gives 4 kit skill. And after that you will get the Sand Dungeon Necklace, because it gives 2 kit skill. You will actually have 6 kit skill, and if you join one of the higher rank skills, they will normally have 2 kit skill as well. That meaning you pretty much get 8 kit skill from without actually having the kit skill bonus. So that actually does, you don't need that bonus, in my opinion. Also, a pretty alright set that actually give alright damage is the Dark Hole set. When I look more into it, I don't think it's that great of a set anymore as it used to be, but it's an alright set. It's just so you have something to kind of go for, but you definitely want to get the necklace and either this cape or the other cape here as fast as possible, and of course the hammer. I think it's first around 90 you can get another weapon of your choice. Of course, the Whisper Ring is really nice, and I also highly recommend to get this one. So yep, so let's jump back into the characters Poon aging. So now you should have 10 AP and 4 MP. And this is actually where this spell becomes quite useful now, because what you want to do the first turn now. Also, when you have put points into this one, it was actually lower the cost of I cannot pronounce it, exhalation by 1, so this is actually free to use now. Plus it also increases the damage. And we still have this one, and now we're actually going to use this spell here, which applies kind of a crack debuff. However, this spell you cannot compare my damage, because this spell scales of your character's level. So the this damage this spell will do will no longer make sense. Also, I kind of have some high level gear on, because I didn't really want to use too much time finding low level gear at that level. So alright, so what you want to do the first turn is apply this to yourself, apply the debuff, and use one of those and one of those. Then you can say, wait, you are not using 1 AP. Yes, I'm not using the last AP, because it wouldn't make sense damage wise. Next turn you actually want to use this one here. As you can see, pretty alright damage. And then you use this one. Alright, also, and as you can see right now, my air is incredibly high compared to my earth, because I'm using 3 items that my SRAM normally uses. Because I simply just wanted to, I'll show you guys that this is the combo you want to do. And when you end your turn, as you can see, the debuff from this one here, it applied, and the air one, because they were standing there, and then Catalysm activates the next round after. So you actually do a shit ton of damage. but it's kind of a 2-turn that the end of your, we'll call it, second turn, all the damage is gonna be applied. But you pretty much want to try to get the enemy down to half health. Just gonna skip here, because if you put this on the third turn, then you will actually have more to play around with. Then you can actually use this one and this one, applying even more stacks of the crack. As you can see here, this turn you can apply it, and of course you see it 15 because every 10 level you get one of the you can apply one of the piercing stacks. So you will probably apply around 7 for each AP, MP and Wakfu you use around your level. So you can see, alright, now it has activated. That means next turn, when I end my turn now, it will take the damage. If it's below 50% health, it will take even more damage. So this is pretty much what you want to go for, to try to get it below that. And we still want to stay in close combat to get the debuff up and running. So as you can see, this is pretty much my tactic at the moment here. However, this is a melee combat spec, and if you can see, right, I actually haven't put in any point, but you know that they're all maximum here first, and then the rest in health afterwards. And actually, if you want to get 10 here first, actually, after this, if you have problem with health regen, you should get 5 here as well, in my opinion, and then just the rest in health. That's just if you have problem with health. And here you know the drill: 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then of course repeat. And yeah, just in these activities, and you make sure you go first when you're leveling alone. And of course, crit, 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 crit. And I actually say when you're leveling, I'll actually take block because you take less damage when you have block. And of course, you should not pick kit skill. I just had to pick kit skill simply because you see this cable's much higher level than I am at the moment. So, oh, I should move there. Let's go down to here. So you should pick MP and then AP. After that, what I call it, when you hit 125, I will test out what I think is best. At that time, I will of course tell you. But you actually have point to spare. I think you should have around, I think it's 16 points to spare after you put your points into this. But when you are leveling, you should have 20 in this and around 6 in this. I'll put first 10 in that and then the rest in this afterwards. And now you actually have around 16 to 17 points, and this is where you have to go say, alright, do I actually want to put them in portals? And actually try to play with portals? Or would I just go all out melee damage guy thingy? What I mean by that is just you just go all out, still be in melee and try to do damage. There are 2 ways you can go then. I will actually put them in Berserk, because half of the time you will probably get below 50% health. And when you get around there, you would actually get the enrage buff. And if you just pop that up, as you can see, you get 1 more AP and 1 more MP. So you can do more stuff, plus also 100% more damage when you get below 50% health. That is at least the way I would go, but then again, this is melee build. I would, when you get to 125, I will show you a range build. Of course, you're not going to get a free respect at 125, but at 125 you're going to get your second point. And around there, I would probably recommend respecing into range spec. But this is definitely, I think, the best way to do a lot of damage and get some easy kills in the beginning. You actually do quite a lot of damage this way. Alright, this has been it for me, and I hope this guide kind of helped you to decide what you want to pick. Then again, this is not a range spec, this is a melee spec, as I think the range spec is kind of weak, actually really weak from the Eliotrope in the beginning. Later on it becomes quite alright, but right now as it is, I think it's too weak. So alright, this has been it for me, and we'll see you next time.